welcome back again. So, like I said, part two, here I am. But so where I left, like, comment, subscribe, share, welcome back. I don't know what it is, but anyway, welcome back, like, comment, subscribe, share. So I left off just like a few seconds ago anyway, saying how, I regretted, but you check, and that's close to the athletic season right now. So fast forward, so I didn't really bother, because it was literally, as far as it was like I was really fighting for my life to, join athletics. Honestly, I don't know, like, and I didn't really know what to do at the same time. So it's like they didn't really want me to do it, so I'm like, I ain't go bother, and like I felt it in my heart. Don't I tell her, yeah, I'd have been a real good athlete if I had continued. If I had tried again, if I had even gone out for myself and run, I'd be alright. Anyways, but yeah. So what I was saying, I can't remember. But like fast forward, that wasn't from far only. Yeah, I joined this group, and in the group we do first aid, teachers first aid, CPR, all them kinda first aid in general. They check, and with them trainings and them now is the trainings are ongoing. So you do it the first time, then afterwards we have refreshers and so forth. Right. So when I tell her that God did real working for me, honestly. Like honestly, God did real working for me. So we're doing those trainings now. That's God's way of, even though I didn't realize it at the time, that was God's way of showing me that, because I wasn't able to be an athlete back then. He has something better for me. You check, and I didn't really realize it at that point up until this year. It just came so clear to me. I checked it out a few times back, but in this year it became so clear to me, honestly. So yes, I know first aid, fast forward again, training first aid and CPR and anything and this. So was people from St. John's Ambulance that trained us, right? And then because of that, St. John's Ambulance, they usually do sports for the sporting season, right? They usually do like different sports meets and whatnot. So because we have training, they give us the opportunity to, sure to give back, and for them to see what we took from the training and so forth, right? To not, I want to say practice, because it's actual people that we're dealing with, and real life injuries. But yeah, we got the opportunity to help them out at the different sports meets and so forth for the athletic season, right? No, I think when I just started, I don't want to say I wasn't really sure, but if I don't know something, then I won't really, go and do anything. Check. So we'd usually, if we can make the sports meet, we'd say yes, we'll be able to. We're going to attend to help out and what, and like it was all voluntary. We wasn't getting paid anything, fine by me, because me, like, if you know me, then you know me and sporting season real, so so year after year we'll just go in partnering with St. John's Ambulance to help out at their sports meets and them. Right. So again, as time pass by, we do the refresher with all them trainings and them first aid and whatever, whatnot. Right. No. As all of that going on, right, I remember now we'll tell all of that moving on to. So I remember Shireen Bresson, she came out with a song, right? We Are More, the team, for, I guess it's like the team song for the athletes and so forth, right? And like, I don't know, I just remember it had this time I was in the stadium and the song ended up playing, and in the back of my head, like I just felt something. I don't know, like I literally felt something to, I don't know, I just felt something listening to she song. Like I literally, I don't know, I remember feeling at that way, like some spark or something, right? And one line just say, you could write a piece or something, you check, to give back to the athletes and whatnot, right? But then at the same time, just so the one line tell me that, I didn't really bother with it because I'm like, nah, who would, not really doubting myself, but then I just brush it off, my conscience. So, again, right? Well, partner, man, why you doing outside this? I don't understand. So, yeah, year after year, we would go Lord, oh gosh, I just took on my nail. Year after year, we would just go, the sports meets, to help out and volunteer our services and so forth, because we were trained, and what sense would it make to be trained and not use, what you have to give back and so forth, right? So they would usually send around ambulance or whatever to ask them to, render their services and whatnot. So I remember early up in this year, right, January, right, like something just hit me. That spark that I told y'all about a while ago, that spark, it wasn't a spark, the spell, I don't know what it was, like an explosion, and I was so, I don't know, I don't know what's what, right? But like it came back. I remember, knowing that, because I was helping out with mostly all the, helping with coordination for all the sporting activities this year with the group I'm in, right? Getting people to volunteer and so forth, and going out to the sports meets and helping the athletes that have issues for long, whatever, help with that. So I remember, I don't know, out of nowhere, I felt that like a spark that turned into an explosion this time, right? It just came, and it just had this voice in my head saying, write something, you check. Because, right, if I don't know, I'm an artist, right? I'm a spoken word, spoken word is poet. I write, you check. So, like, I don't know, I just had a zeal. One line just tell me, and that one line was really trying to take over, and I thought it was really trying to take over. So I just felt in a spirit that I had to write something, a check, to at least give back to the athletes, and motivation, a check, for them to, take during their own personal races, a while, before, resting, whatever, meditating before they go and run and so forth and so forth. So I said, okay, if I had to do that, then let me find out who in charge of the intercal games, because I said it was better to do it for intercal, so because is tons of athletes from all different schools and so forth. So I said, okay, let me find out. If I'm doing this, then let me find out who in charge of the intercal games and so forth. So me now, Republic Bank has sponsored intercal, right? So me now, I say, okay, well, and that was like January, yeah. I'm like, okay, look, if Republic Bank sponsoring intercal, then I guess I could call them to find out, because they sponsoring, and that means, they have a big role to play in intercal because they sponsor the check. So, end up calling Republic Bank, and I tell them, well, trying to explain to them. The woman was probably confused, But anyways, I was trying to explain to her what I want to do, and so for that she was like, "No, it's not her." She didn't say it in her rudely. She was like, she told me it's not let me say it's not her. It's not Republic Bank. I mean, she was saying Republic Bank is a sponsor, yes, but they're not them that deal with that section of the games. Is the principal association. It's it. So I said okay, and then she told me the person to contact, because in my head the person that she told me to contact, like I had the person in my head to call, but then I say to call, but then I said I'm gonna call the Republic Bank, because I even put up a status on I remember putting up a status on WhatsApp, like why I can't, I'm hungry. Yeah, I know every time I come on here I'm hungry. I'm sorry, but yeah, I'm hungry. And I'm putting up a status on WhatsApp asking, and I even asked a few people, who I could get to talk to for concerning that, because I have a piece that I want to give, to dedicate to the athletes. No, as I was trying to put everything together as to what to do first, if to write the piece or call or whatever to find out, I say, what, let me at least start the piece first, right? So that I would, if they have to ask, then it would be in time, because I would call in time, a check. Because as I got it, as the explosion, my mind, my conscience tell me, go ahead and write the piece. Like I kind of started to write it, right? So I said I'm gonna start the piece, right? And then I remember one day, while writing the piece, I said, I'm gonna call and find out. So I ended up calling Republic Bank. Then Republic Bank told me to call, the Parents Association, the person in charge of the Parents Association. So I ended up calling the principal, and well, I got the secretary, right? And then she told me what to do. And so, because I told her, well, yes, I have the piece, I'm not finished as yet, but I wanted to call to make sure, so that it would be in time. And I don't want him to think that, I tardy, I check with this lateness and so forth. I don't want him to feel, oh, yes, I want to do it, but then I'll give it in my time. Nah, if you know me, then you know that I'm always on time. I check. I can't deal with this lateness. I don't have patience, I'm trying to work on it. Don't be patient, but majority of times I don't have patience. Like 99.5% of the time I don't have patience, honestly, because I just love to be on time. And then that's how I was grown. Like every morning mommy would just wake us up early, tell us get up, trying to get ready for school. If you have somewhere to go, get ready in time. So that's how I was grown, and then my body got accustomed to it. You check. So whether or not I have anything to do for the day, I would just get up at that certain time, because that's how my body is programmed. Like, from since I was young. So I call to make sure that I'm on time, and when I'll give it to them by, and I end up sending a letter to the principal, and I told him, the principal in charge, and I told him, well, I wanted to do this and that and whatnot, right? And I'm getting a reply, and then I went to speak to him, future, and fast forward, I ended up going to speak to him, and I told him how, how I came up with the idea of writing a piece and why, and and I'm real hungry, honestly. Like, oh my god, wow. Like a deep well of a stomach. Oh my gosh. Oh, that well look full. Well and water in it. Food in this case. But yeah, so now while writing the piece, right, I end up hitting a writer's block. It comes to a point where I wasn't sure on what to write again. Right? So like I know I wanted to write piece, and I didn't want the piece to be run down. You feel me? I wanted to be proper, because if you know Grenadians, not everybody had chill. So I don't want to go up whether in person or do my recording audio for the piece and it sound like trash. Because, people could say what they have to say regardless. Even myself had to exit check. So I had to make sure that I was in line. You feel me? Not caring what other people say, but at a point where what I'm bringing forward is on point, and at a is that a standard. You feel me? Check. So end up picking a writer's block. I wasn't sure what to write again for a while. So, and then I was trying to remember, after that, I'm like, oh my gosh. I said, you know what? Let me not force it. You check. So I would just usually just read over the piece so that if something have to come, so by reading over what I have so far, I would get something else to write out of that. You check if inspiration, or another line would come out of what I wrote already. You check. But then I wasn't really getting it. You feel me? I wasn't getting it. So I'm like, let me not force it. Because for me, it was important for me. It was important for me. And I'm like, I'll make sure that I have it proper and it making sense and it understandable, right? Because it's not for me. When I write it for the athletes. You feel me? So yeah. So I say, you know what? I say, hold on. One might tell me just, get the song, that song I told you all about, the Shrimp Brezano song to listen to. And also I end up listening to the song, and I just kept on listening to it over and over and over again. And then at first I wasn't really sure on the person that sang it, or what the name of the song was, but all I remember from the song is "We Are More," So I said, well, okay, we are more. Yes, we are. You check. And I was literally just looking for the song on YouTube, on net. Like, I was asking people again. I put up status, that kind of thing, for the song, asking people for the song, if they know the song and who write it. Like, I was on a hunt, on a roll, because the explosion, it was massive. You feel me? The conscious explosion was massive. You check. So I end up getting a song, and like I said, let me listen to the song, so I can at least get inspiration from the words and her song and so forth. So I just had the song repeat. So not telling her repeat, I had it on repeat, like time after time. I just listening to the song, and at first nothing much would, I wouldn't really get anything, because I want inspiration. Sometimes you just need inspiration from somebody else or from something. So, when I hit writer's block, I just find myself like outside or listening to other people's pieces, or something. Find myself in in an environment where I know I would get inspiration from, like be outside. That's why I don't like to be inside. I'm a very outgoing, active 24/7 person. So I end up listening to a song and I just had it repeat and think, and then with that, like after a while, I end up stuff end up coming to my head to write. So I would just put pen, pencil to paper, and I would write. I keep on writing. I'm like, damn, I'm done. So listening to a song, honestly, it really helped me, to write what I write. I mean, of course, I didn't plagiarize, and come on, ain't nobody got time for that. But a song was really inspirational to me, because like I was saying before, like even hearing her song years ago when it just came out, it came to me to write something, but I just did not at the time, because I'm like, why would I? You feel me? So with finishing writing the piece, or so I thought, because when I finished, the first time I said, well, okay, I'm done. I felt real good and thing, but then deep down I'm like, nah, something missing. You feel me? Like, I read it over a few times, because I know I wasn't finished with the piece, right? But then I read it over a few times, and I'm like, something missing. But then at the same time, I don't want the piece to be forced, like I was saying before, right? To make it come out a bit crappy and long and drawn out, right? So I just left it like that. I'm like, wow, you know, and I just left it like that because I didn't want it too drawn out. So fast forward, you know, it was time for me to get the piece recorded and so forth. So a friend of mine ended up helping me with the recording and thing. And you know, he's a writer as well. A chick. And then he ended up telling me, well, you know, long story short, continue writing a piece. A chick, because he understand where I'm coming from, because I spoke about every part of the, you know, of the athletic, you know, every part there is to speak about, with the motivation and wanting to give up and, you know, feeling and what people say about it. I spoke about everything concerning that, a check with the athletes and so forth, you know. So I wanted to be that voice for them, because of course they anyway, I'll lead out. Long story short, I just wanted to be advice for them for things that they want to see and want people to hear them all do it, but they're not able to. A check. So he tell me, well, continue writing a piece because I'm not finished with it as yet. You check. And I'm like, yeah, you're right, but I was not sure on what to, you know, on how to continue with it. And he ended up telling me, well, Venus, you wrote about everything else, continue with this part. So I'm like, okay. So I did that, and then finishing writing the piece, though, it was actually finished, the film. So when I done, all I had to do was just get the piece recorded and edited and so forth. No, I had problems with that. Like, I had some problems with getting it, you know, not really problem. Anyway, technical difficulties in a sense, right? So fast forward to intercom, and I end up telling the principal that how, you know, the person in charge of the athletic association of the, you know, the principal. I end up telling the principal I spoke to about wanting to do this. You know, I told him that I will get the piece to him in time, you know, 2 weeks, you know, before the games, right? And then I meant it, you know. But then, you know, God does have a different plan for you. Your time is not God time. Even though you think you're late, you know, you're not late. You're fine. It's check. And like, I felt that type of way because I'm like, I write the piece, right? I had this explosion to write the piece. I wrote it fine, but I want to send it in on time too, so that they won't think that, you know, I'm trying to mess with them, or, you know, I've been, you know, a kind of way out of ordinary on etiquette. On etiquette is a word, you know. But, you know, like I've said, I like being on time. A check. So I end up getting the piece them, one late and two not at all. A check. So while editing, having to edit the piece, the person, you know, who had to edit it, it was a bit I didn't really blame anybody, but let me just say it was technical difficulties, because at the end, you know, I still had some stuff that wasn't, you know. Anyway, I'm not upset with anyone. A check. I really want to see. Anyway, at the end of the day, with the piece, you know, technical difficulties, and, you know, it's just timing as well. I guess I could say time. A check. So, and then what I wanted to do is that, of course, I won't just, you know, record the piece and just send it out to them at the same time. I check, and then they wanted me to do it in person, but then I'm like, nah, like, I don't mind, you know, but at the same time, nah, because I wanted to add some spice and so forth. That's why I wanted it as an audio. I check, because I said, you know what, like, I took the paper that I wrote the piece on, and I did the rundown of what I wanted the piece to be. So I wanted some athletes themselves to be in the background of the piece, right? And I got the athletes, but then with the athletes now, I know because I was even unsure on who to ask if they know. So with the athletes now, of course, we have trainings and so forth too. So me and at the time, kind of asking them, I think it wasn't really much, but then is that time for them to get it, that, one line for them to say, to record it and so forth. Because, I guess school, yeah, training, who in Form 5, all of that, not sure. But yeah, it check. So I had to be a bit patient with that. And like I was just talking to this one of them, I was telling them, well, this is what I want. If you could get some people for me, to help me out with it, it would be great. Lovely. And I got the people, right? I got the athletes. But in the timing, I was kind of, I was really upset. I was upset, honestly, with the timing. Like, I'm somebody, and I tell her, like, I want something done on time, and I will get it to you on time. Like, I would. But then I had to wait on them, in a sense. And then, I guess, they had their own life stories. So I had to understand that. So I'm like, let me not be too much and out of the way, because that'll call for a check. So, everything that I want, like, all the recordings I wanted, because I wanted recordings for the athletes, from the athletes, and then I had a few friends of mine that I wanted to pose as coaches, right? So, most of them, only one person that said it to me, kinda in time, you check. But like the rest, it took a while before they sent it, right? And in my head, I'm like, let me not press on it, because they have their own stuff for exams and school and all of that. Everybody had a thing, So I'm like, let me not, be too much, because it's understandable. It check. So I remember I was by my aunt, and I ended up, I went to do my hair because I had, lovely hairstyle. Yeah, put it in. But yeah, I went with my aunt to do my hair, and I even dedicated my hair to the athletes. The hairstyle I do, I'm like, you know what? I would dedicate my hairstyle to the athletes, but nobody knew. But I'll come back with it next year. Y'all gonna see. Y'all gonna see. I will buy my, stuff before, beforehand, and I'll come back with it next year. Y'all gonna see me again with that same hairstyle and do something, but say something. You feel me? Anyway, yeah. So I went along with my aunt to do my hair. I think it came out lovely, as you can see. It came out lovely. And I remember I went on a Friday, on a Saturday. So anyway, I went down and did my hair, and then the Sunday morning I got up, and well, never the Sunday, the Saturday night, I remember I was on my phone and end up getting the recordings, right? But then I didn't really, I'm like, I can't really be bothered right now, because at this point it don't make sense. It's checking out the attitude I had. It don't make sense. You feel me? So I just went and sleep. Like, I saw the person sending the voice notes, and I was like, oh, can't be bothered right now, because it don't make sense, And the Sunday morning I got up, and I just ended up listening to it, and I don't know, like, I remember listening to the first voice note for the first young man that's, for the line that I sent that I wanted them to do, because I gave all of them a different line, So I remember listening to that child, and I don't even know them trying and but God knows, I don't even know him trying. But just listening to the voice note, I just started to laugh, because it's the way that the person brought across, the line, like, I don't know, I just had to, because it was funny. I think the line was why it was boy, I can't remember. On it was down. But the way that person brought across it was funny, and it was on point, I just started laughing. I'm like, wow. And I listened to all of them. When I thought all of them was on point, honestly. And I felt comforted, you know, to know that even though they brought it in, well, for me, you know, even though how I wanted it, they got it in that, brought it in at that time, you know, it was on point, you know, so I didn't have to worry about sending them, telling them who I wanted to do over if we could. And if they can, then I would just have to leave it out, you know. Because in my head, I'm like, Lord God, next thing you send it in, you know, a bit late, and then it was sung as how I wanted it to. But the way they sent it, it songs great, honestly. Like, it was on point, you know. So the one line, it really had me, you know. I was comforted listening to all of them. I was comforted, honestly. Jackson ended up sending it to the editor and so forth. They check, and the editor ended up having some issues and so forth, which is, you know, cool. Spoke about it and whatever. No, so for intercom now, I end up trying to edit it for myself, the piece, because I end up sending a letter to the principal again, and I'm like, hey, son, so this is the case, but I'll get it to you, you know, first thing in the morning or whatever. Check. And then I went, like, for them 3 days, I wasn't, you know, in that spirit, because in my head I'm like, I don't want to send, like, I edited the editor that I was using, you know, it wasn't working. The audio wasn't working with the, excuse me, the editor, right? And that's the editor because I'm using to edit videos and stuff, you know. It's not a posh editor, but then it does work for me because I find it proper, it neat. I check, and it's a proper editor. So that editor now, like, it wasn't working with the audio for some reason. So, like, even getting up, knowing that I have to go in, because intercom was Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, right? So, like, my spirit was just on a low, and then everybody has realized. I was like, you know, what happened to you, and whatever, and I'm like, it's fine, don't matter. It's good, you know. So I'm speaking with the guy again, person in charge, and I told him what happened. You know, if I could bring it in for tomorrow, please, the Lord. And he was like, okay, because I guess as much he checked, you know, my face and thing, because my, like, when I told him my spirit was low, my spirit was real low, honestly. So he ended up telling me, but he told me, you know, we really wanted you to open, you know, the games with your piece, a check, but things happen, right? You feel me? And I understand that now, a check. So I remember, and then the piece that I edited, when I edited on my end, a check, the file ended up getting corrupted, and I'm like, oh my gosh, seriously. Like, when I tell him, like, I didn't sleep, and I even told him that I'm like, I wasn't able to sleep. I'm very sorry for the lateness, and I felt terrible, honestly. But then I could not sleep, and you know, I was just telling him how I'm sorry for the lateness, and I didn't sleep last night because I was trying to edit it and so forth. No, the editing that I did, it wasn't bad, but then at the same time, it wasn't, you know, I know deep down that I wanted to. That's not what I wanted to put forward. A check, because why? A check, I go, how it sounded, I'm like, nah, because I write my piece. A check, I know how I want it. You feel me? So I won't just go and bring a lazy piece for man, Jack, Jill, Tom, Sarah, Delphine, and everybody else to hear. Because, you know, people go and say what they have to say regardless, and not that I would care, but then I would want to hear a few people say that piece sounded real good, it was on point. You know, I would want to hear that. You feel me? So deep down, I know I didn't want to put forward that. So I told him for tomorrow, please, Alana. He told me, okay, no problem. You just wish that you could bring it in. You could open the show with it. And then I didn't really want to do it in person because I know how I wanted the piece to, you know, I know how I wanted the piece to be, the film. So I remember earlier Oh, right. And then with Intercal now, I was with the first aid team, right? So, again, at the end of the day, even though I didn't end up running, I wasn't, able to be, have that athletic environment when I was younger growing up. I still end up being there, you check. So I was doing first aid, helping out to the first aid for Intercal, right? And I remember I went in the washroom to come back. I went in the washroom to come back. I think I came out from speaking to somebody and I went in the washroom to come back. And I come out in the washroom now, going to wash my hand. I just saw this young lady and the assistant walk in. So I watch and I'm like, no. I said, I shouldn't that I shouldn't present. So me knowing that, I'm like, hold on. So I end up asking, I'm like, hello, hi, whatever. You're, the person that sang the song We Are Mushroom Present. And I tell her that I was speechless. Because I'm like, oh my gosh. Imagine the piece I was supposed to write. She was my inspiration, right? And then having that writer's block, the song ended up helping me through the writing as well, right? So I ended up seeing that, and I was like, when I felt like I was speechless. So I'm like, and I'm telling her, well, I have a piece I was supposed to do for Intercal and thing, but then, I wasn't able to do it for today because, technical difficulties. And I told her how, the song helped me through writing my piece. And she's like, okay, smiling, talking and thing. And I told her, thank you, so leaving, I told her, all right, thanks, and she ended up asking me my name, and I told her, and she was like, well, she would have loved to hear my piece because she wouldn't be there, the following days. Feel me? Yeah, she told me she'd have loved to hear it, but I guess she'd have heard it on the radio and whatever afterwards, and she, told me good luck, I think, and I told her, thank you, and like, honestly, after seeing this woman, I just felt like on top of the world. You feel me? Like, I don't know if I understand where you're coming from, but knowing that, she literally helped me throughout her song, helped me with, writing a piece. Like, afterwards, and even while she was performing, after she performed, because she came to perform her song, I think, like, I just felt like when I take the mic and do my piece, like, I felt like on top of things. You know what? I felt on top of things. Like, I just wanted to go and take the mic and say, I'm going to do my piece. Or find the guy and tell him, you know what? I'm going to do it just so. You feel me? But then it had this rest in my heart, in my soul, in a sense that it wasn't my time. You check. So I'm like, you know what? As much as I felt like going and do that, it wasn't my time. You feel me? So yeah, like, yes, I was supposed to write the piece, but then I wasn't supposed to deliver it, this year. It wasn't supposed to be for this year. So next year, please, a lot for sure. Well, not for sure. Like, I would make sure and do it. I'm making sure I have all the recordings. I have it backed up, tripled up, and tentled up, to do the piece and so forth, to give them in time. Like, January, by January they will have that. I would say January, mid-February around there. Yeah, but I would give them for sure for next episode. A lot. I would give them on time. No, this video long, bye. Okay. Part 3. So yeah, unfortunately I have to do a part 3. But yeah, that was like my experience with the piece, and getting motivation to put forward what the Lord has blessed me. You check. So yeah, hope you all enjoyed the video. Once again, like, comment, subscribe, share. There's a part 3 coming, unfortunately. But yeah, that it was, I don't know, like there was a calling, you know, when God say he wants something from you, like you have to get it done. You check when he say he wants something from me, he wants something for it. So like comment, subscribe, share. Bye.